All right, I'm calling the meeting to order. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I forgot can we do the pro tem thing since I forgot it?
Sorry.
Be it resolved that in the absence of the District Clerk, the Board of Education hereby appoints Business Manager Catherine Platt to serve as the Clerk Pro Tem for this meeting.
May I have a motion, please?
So moved. Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
President Clements,
Here.
Vice President Valentine. Here. Trustee Headland.
Here.
Trustee Clementson.
Here.
Trustee McNow.
Here.
And Catherine, may we have the recommended action for approving the agenda, please?
Be it resolved that upon the recommendation of the Superintendent of Schools, the Board of Education hereby approves the agenda as written.
May I have a motion, please?
So moved. Second.
So before we vote, I just want to note we are going to go ahead and approve the agenda as written, but if it turns out that there's time for us to go into the planned exec session for the end of the meeting, we'll just make an exception and I'll make a motion to amend the agenda and we'll do that then. But for now, we're just going to go ahead and accept it. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? All right. The next meeting of the Board of Education will be held on June 4th, 2024 at 7 p.m. here in the middle school, high school library. And I just want to note, in terms of my comments, I just want to note that tonight we'll be receiving the results of the budget vote and the trustee election, which is always an important culmination of a lot of work and exciting to plan for the coming year. I also just wanted to give a brief update about the board's plans for moving forward in finding leadership for the district once Dr. Benante resigns. There was an email from the board and also an article in the newspaper, but I thought I'd just take a moment again just to reiterate that the board is already actively involved in a search for a one-year interim superintendent. We're looking for someone who can support the district as we launch the capital bond referendum vote, as well as hopefully get that project started. And then that will then give the board and the community time to conduct a comprehensive search for a long-term superintendent. Those are the only comments I have tonight.
Thank you, Dr. Clements, and I'm glad you noted the budget vote. And if folks are watching at home and they haven't voted yet, they still have 20 minutes to get here and vote before the polls close. And I wanted to thank Mrs. Shields and our workers downstairs who've been at it since 7 a.m. this morning.
Since 6, because I got here before
6 a.m.
7, and they
Okay.
were all settled in.
They were already set up. They were set
Yeah.
up early, but things have been going very smoothly down there, and a lot of work and effort leads up to the vote today. And Megan's a big part of that, along with the other staff that are on hand. It's a very active season here at Haldane. I know I've seen several of you at concerts. We had our academic awards night for the high school last night. The district art show, I believe, was last week at some point. Some of our athletic teams are involved in sectional play, so it's been a great time to celebrate many of our students who've done great things over the course of this school year or experiencing their culminating events through some of their arts performances and athletic performances as well. One of those culminating events that I have the pleasure to attend each year is with Mrs. Sniffen, is the Scholastic Achievement Dinner, which is tomorrow. And that is the event where all of the valedictorians and salutatorians from the high schools throughout our region are recognized. So in total, I believe it's about 200 students About 100 high school principals and 100 superintendents, and a board member or two is in the mix as well. And it's my great pleasure to introduce Amelia Kupper, who is our Salutatorian, and Helena Kottman, who is our Valedictorian, who are going to provide our student report this month. And I know our board will be very interested in hearing from them, and also may have a few questions for them as well. So come on up, Helena and Amelia. It's great to see you.
Likewise. Good evening. My name, members of Board of the Education and community members. My name is Helena Kottman, and I am honored to be this year's Valedictorian for Haldane High School. Today, I'd like to highlight 2 exciting initiatives happening at our school: the Senior Internship Program and the recent Student Art Show. As part of Haldane's Aspire program, seniors have begun their internships at local businesses. This is an opportunity for students to explore career options they're passionate about and gain valuable hands-on experience outside the classroom. Additionally, local businesses receive the benefit of motivated young workers. The program is flexible, allowing students to pursue internships in fields ranging from health to business to education and more. Students not taking any college classes begin their internships on April 29th, and seniors with college classes begin their internships on May 20th, yesterday. All internships will end on June 6th. This year, students are working on projects ranging from developing low-income housing to setting up online servers, patrolling hiking trails, repairing cars, and more. On May 9th, Haldane hosted our annual art show for visual art K-12 with the goal of showcasing student talent. Families and community members came to the main building to celebrate artistic talents filling the hallways. Some of the high school classes featured were academic, advanced art, ceramics, and studio art. The artworks displayed in the hallways and in display cases included media from charcoal and pottery to more contemporary ink prints, papier-mâché, and more. These creative pieces will stay on display for several weeks. High school participants noticed that a particularly special part of the evening was seeing younger students inspired by the artwork. Overall, the art show served to showcase Haldane talent across grade levels, boosting enthusiasm and love for the arts. These 2 initiatives, the internship program and the art show Haldane's dedication to providing well-rounded educational experiences that prepare students for life after graduation and motivate them to succeed in varying fields they're passionate about. Thank you for your time.
Hi, Amelia.
Hello, I'm Amelia Kupper, and I'm Salutatorian. I wanted to talk about the literary magazine and the Haldane drama. Our annual Lit Mag was submitted to DePaul's Blue Book Best American High School Writing in 2023. We received word that the following students' pieces were selected for publication: Percy Parker, Quinn Carmesino, Kira Shanahan, and Rain Lee. Elaine Llewellyn's is also being acknowledged as a finalist for the children's story she wrote. And congratulations to Oliver Petkiss, who was invited to represent Haldane's Chicago production of Pete Kramer's Open Mic Night for area high school music performances. We were asked to do the complete number of They Both Reach for the Gun, but it was too much to put together on such short notice. We were only one of 2 schools asked to perform a complete number. Congratulations to Oliver, and thank you to the students, Ms. Mack and Ms. McHugh, for joining Oliver. Thank you.
Are there any questions from our board members for our students?
Oh, I've got one.
Go ahead.
I've got one. Now, I was at the awards.
You're going to ask my question.
Remember your mic.
Oh, yes, my mic. Well, it's true. So I was at the awards night, and congratulations to both of you. You were standing often, so that was incredible. But, Helena, there was an award given to you for foreign language, correct? And how many foreign languages have you mastered according to that award?
So I will, on graduation day, receive 5 seals of biliteracy, meaning that I am considered fluent in 5 world languages plus English, so 6 languages total.
Yeah, this is quite an achievement. This is incredible. So of
Thank you.
course I went home, and I told my daughter Allegra, the advantage of living in a small town, right, is just like you had said, that younger kids were looking at the art of older children, right? Because this is such a small town, and kids have a tendency to, even if you don't know them, that you know of them. And she goes, well, what languages were they, Dad? Because, I got to start cracking. So what languages?
Well, of course, I speak English. I
Yeah.
speak Japanese because my mother's Japanese. I speak Spanish, German, Italian, French are the 6.
Fantastic. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Well, I have a follow-up question. So we teach Spanish and French here. How did you get instruction? Well, I understand that you learned Japanese through your mom, so at home. But for, I think you said German and Italian, how did you access instruction for those languages?
Those 2 languages. I learned Italian because my dad had a teaching job in Italy, in Verona, which allowed the family to go to Italy most summers when I was growing up. So I learned Italian there. I learned German because I lived in Germany, in Cologne, for a year, that school year from 2014 to 2015. I was in the 3rd grade. And I attended a public school and learned not only German, but also parts of the dialect from the city, which is called Kosh.
That's fantastic.
Thank you.
Helena and Amelia, I think you, if I have this correctly, Helena, you're planning to attend University of Chicago next year, and do I have that right? Yes. And Amelia, Boston College, correct? So as you were considering colleges, I'm curious, and I think our board members would be curious to hear, was there any particular experience that you had here at Haldane that you thought influenced the colleges that you were considering? And if so, what were they?
Well, when I went to Boston College, I applied there without like knowing that much about it. And then I got in and I was excited and I visited, and like the vibe there, I learned like everyone was such a community and everyone was like standing up for each other, and everyone was so nice and so willing to help. I got multiple students like social medias just so I could ask them questions like, what should I bring to college? What does my dorm room actually need? So like that community, it was just really similar to what I felt at Haldane, and I heard many great stories about the teachers at Boston College that kind of mirrored Haldane's teachers. So yeah.
Thank you. And while you're at the mic, what are you interested or curious about potentially studying? And I know it's still early yet, but
I'm interested in public health. So right now I'm majoring in biology, but I'm not sure if that's going to stick.
Sure.
I might go to sociology or like environmental studies or something.
okay. Thank you. And Helena?
All right, so I'm going to be attending the University of Chicago for the next 4 years. And I have kind of a similar answer to Amelia, which has to do with a sense of community and family. So one of the parts that stuck out to me of University of Chicago is their housing system and their dorms. So you're immediately sorted like Hogwarts into a house, into a dorm, and they put a lot of attention toward making that dorm feel like a community, and you have all these house activities that happen all the time. And it made me feel like even if I was going to be, 12 hours by car away from home, I could still get that sense of family and community that I need. And I also liked the possibility for choice and for changing your mind a lot throughout the University of Chicago because of the quarter system. You're able to take a lot of different classes. And I found that something that I experienced at Haldane too, is that there were very, the doors that I wanted to be opened were opened for me. I could push the debate club forward. I could work on pottery, even though I wasn't actually admitted into currently enrolled in a pottery class. So if I wanted to do something in some way, it was there for me, and I find that at UChicago too.
That's great. Thank you. Other questions?
What?
Great.
Yeah, it's good.
Thank
All
you
right,
very much.
Thank you
thanks so
so much
much.
for your
Really
remarks. Thank
appreciate
you.
it. All right, so we're at the first opportunity for communication from the public. The Haldane Board of Education desires and values input from the entire school community. This first public comment session is reserved for comments or special presentations and active agenda items. For those who wish to address the board, please sign in and state your name for the record. We'd ask that you keep your remarks to 3 minutes or less. Disparaging remarks and discussion of district personnel are strongly discouraged. And although we will not engage in dialogue, please know that we're listening, and we'd ask that you leave your contact information with the district clerk from prompt follow-up from myself or from Dr. Benante. Next on the agenda is our administrator information reports, and so we thank all of the we thank all of the administrators for writing those reports for us.
Congratulations.
Thanks very much. Thank everyone for those reports. They always include really helpful, interesting information. And now we're moving into the consent agenda minutes. May I have a motion, please?
So moved.
Second?
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? We also have committee minutes from the district-wide safety team. If there's anybody who has anything to say about that. We'll go into consent agenda financial. May I have a motion, please?
So moved.
Second?
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? And consent agenda personnel. May I have a motion, please?
So moved.
Second?
Just one comment under item 2. The rate that is listed as for the substitute teaching assistant is incorrect as it's stated in the agenda. It's listed at $95 per day. That's the substitute teacher rate. The rate should be listed as $21.88 per hour.
All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? And so unfinished business, I think we have some logistical details to figure out in terms of our Board of Education retreat, which is scheduled for June 11th.
So we just want to confirm June 11th. I think we said 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. CS Arch is already holding the time. After the next new business item, we'll talk about the construction management firm also being present. And then we also wanted to reserve some time to talk about an overview of the exit plan that I'll be leaving for the interim superintendent, and just to discuss the status of any projects that I'm highlighting in that that the board may have as we prepare for transition. And I think we need to know, do we want to stay on site? It may benefit to have the big screen. We could meet in this room or another room. I don't know if we need necessarily to go off-site.
Right.
That's a good point. I think this is fine. And actually, I really like the idea of having, the audio visual if we need it.
We can order dinner.
Great.
So folks are comfortable.
Yeah.
6 to 9?
6 to 9.
To 9 p.m.
Okay.
On June 11th, correct?
June 11th.
On June 11th.
A Tuesday.
Yep.
All right. Thanks to everybody for making that time available. And so now we're moving into new business, and we're going to be talking about getting our construction manager set up. Am I right?
Yes.
Yes, okay.
Did you want to present the recommended action and then I'll speak
that's
during
right.
comments?
I
or
forgot. Yes, no, that's true. For some reason, I was thinking it was a discussion, but it's not. Maybe we have the recommended action.
Be it resolved that, upon the recommendation of the Superintendent of Schools, the Board of Education hereby awards the contract in RFP number CMP 2024-01, Construction Management and Administration Services, to the Palombo Group under the terms set forth in their March 15th, 2024 proposal.
May I have a motion, please?
So moved.
Second?
So I want to thank again Sean and Peggy, who sat in on the interviews. Maggie, I'm sorry. Did I say Peggy?
I thought so.
I was looking at Peggy and I was looking at Maggie. Sorry.
I could have missed it.
I don't know. You know, that may be the first time I've done that. I'm surprised. It hasn't happened more frequently. Maggie, and Sean, who sat in on the interviews with the groups that responded to the RFP. We had a good discussion regarding the services that could be provided. I think the Palombo group in particular came very well prepared and presented an overview on a projected timeline for how they would approach the management of the first phase of the capital project that we appreciated, as well as discussion related to some of the issues that we have to anticipate given the unique nature of our campus design, and overall presented themselves as a really an expert, if you will, on this component of the project. We did check the references. Palombo Group has worked with several schools in our area, all of whom spoke very highly of their work and management of various construction projects of similar size on campuses that have occurred in our region. And with that, this is to accept their initial proposal, and I just want to speak while I can to the second item, which is the letter of intent, just while I'm talking about the Palombo Group. So the way, and as I understand this, the Palombo Group has presented an initial proposal with a proposed fee schedule that's based on what they've come to understand about Project One, which is information that's provided by CS Arch. The approval of the letter of intent, which is the next item, would also allow for us to begin to engage with Palombo before the project has actually been voted upon by the community. Once the project is voted upon and ideally approved by the community, the Palombo Group will submit a full proposal and fee schedule based on the project that's approved at that point in time. So there'll be subsequent action by the board, but this is an outline of their proposal. Their estimated costs are within the range that was included in CS Arch's estimate for Project One, and the letter of intent, which is the second item, will allow us to then begin to formally work with the Palombo Group and for them to work with CS Arch to begin the final plans related to presenting the project to the community for vote.
Yeah, so I took time and for folks know this is the proposal that we got. The board had a chance to peruse through all of it. One of the things that really makes up a lot of their proposal is a description of the projects, so many projects that they've worked on, that they've managed, that have come in within budget and within the time limits. And then they have really glowing letters of recommendation from a lot of neighboring districts. So I thought that was useful to read and see, and just to see the scope of different projects that they worked on. So I appreciated that. All right. Anybody want to add anything else?
It's nice to be able to, they've managed projects, not schools, but, I mean, they have done schools, but projects nearby, the Beacon Firehouse and our own town.
Oh, the
Garage, the highway garage, which is sort of nice, just to be able to, have a concrete example of their work, I guess. So that was, a highlight, I think,
Yeah.
for me.
Thanks for noting
Same.
that.
Yeah, good recommendations.
Yeah. All right. So, so for accepting the proposal, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? No. And then we'll have the recommended action for accepting the approving the letter of intent. The recommended action, please.
Be it resolved that, upon the recommendation of the Superintendent of Schools, the Board of Education hereby approves the terms of the May 21st, 2024 letter of intent with the Palombo Group, a copy of which shall be incorporated by reference in the minutes of this meeting, and be it further resolved that the Board of Education does hereby authorize the Superintendent of Schools to execute such letter of intent on behalf of the district.
May I have a motion, please?
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor? Aye. Any opposed? All right. So we're now at the next step in our agenda is accepting the results of the annual district meeting votes. So what I'm going to do is I think I can just pause. I don't need to do anything. Right. And I'm going to go down. I'm going to close the vote. Then I'm going to come up. And at that point, I'm going to move that we revise the agenda to move the executive session up, because I think we'll have plenty of time to have a quick conversation. I think the only thing we'll probably just need access to, if somebody could go ahead and just get Mr. Sniffen's room or Mr. One of the rooms open. Okay. All right. So I'll be back in a few.
Thank you.
Yes.
All right, so I am now going to make a motion for us to revise the agenda so that we are going to pull the executive session that's scheduled for the very end of the meeting here into kind of the middle of new business. And so the board would be going into executive session for the purpose, so I guess actually the first thing I'll do is I'll make a motion to revise the agenda. So first I'm making a motion to revise the agenda the way I just laid out. May I have a second, please?
Second.
All those in favor? Aye. Any opposed? So now I'm actually going to move that the board convene into executive session for the purpose of discussing the employment history of a particular individual. There will be no action taken during this executive session. We'll then leave executive session and come back probably in 15 or 20 minutes to receive the vote. So I'm making a motion to go into executive session for those purposes.
Second.
All those in favor? Aye. Any opposed? All right. Great. All right. So I am going to make a motion to go out of, to come back into the general meeting. May I have a second, please?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
All right. So we're now at the final item on our agenda, which is to hear the results of the district meetings. Travis, hi. Thank you.
Hello. You guys want me to go ahead?
Yes, please.
All right. Following are the results of the annual district meeting of May 21st, 2024. Proposition 1, the school budget, passes with 336 yes votes and 112 no votes. Proposition 2, the school vehicles, passes with 342 votes and 106 no votes. And Proposition 3, the turf field replacement, passes with 322 votes and 125 no votes. In the trustee election, Michelle Kupper receives 370 votes, and Maggie Valentine receives 379 votes. The total number of write-in votes was 12. Thereby, Michelle Kupper and Maggie Valentine will assume the open trustee positions on the Haldane Board of Education commencing on July 1, 2024.
Thank you so much.
You guys keep this?
I think. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Congratulations.
Yes. Oh, wait. So we're going to read the recommended actions.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Be it resolved that upon the recommendation of the Superintendent of Schools, the Board of Education hereby accepts the results of the annual district meeting, budget vote, and trustee vote for Tuesday, May 21st, 2024, with Proposition 1 passing 336 to 112, Proposition 2 passing with 342 to 106, Proposition 3 passing with 322 to 125, and Michelle Kupper and Mary Maggie Valentine being elected to 2 3-year terms expiring on June 30th, 2027.
We have a motion, please.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor? Aye. Any opposed? All right. We're at the time in our agenda for the second opportunity for communication from the public. All right, board reflections. Dr. Benante at the very beginning of the meeting thanked Megan Shield, the district clerk, and all the folks who worked on the election. I was saving my thanks to the very end, but I thank them very much as well. It's a really long day, and we really appreciate that public service from folks. Are there other board reflections?
I was just going to mention the award ceremony that I mentioned earlier. Just being there, it's the first time I've ever been to it. It was run really, really well. It's a tight ship. There's a lot of awards. There's a great interaction between the departments. Each department giving all different types of awards to students. And just a really positive vibe. I mean, just a great atmosphere to celebrate achievements, and it's a very wide-ranging set of achievements from students, and it's not just seniors, and it's a really nice evening. So I thought that was really well organized.
Thanks. And actually, in thanking for the election, I should thank everybody who came out and voted. That was the other group I wanted to thank. Really, thanks to everybody for coming out and voting on everything. We really appreciate it.
I was just going to say thank you for the votes. I look forward to another 3 years of doing some good work.
And we're excited about Michelle. It's great. I think it'll
We'll
be
miss John.
yes.
All those
3 more
questions.
meetings, though. 2 more meetings.
Couple more
Yes,
meetings.
2 more meetings.
Couple things to do
And the
between now.
HVAC meeting, the HVAC, you'll
Yeah,
be
exactly.
overseeing that, I think.
Not sure about that.
I'll say that we did start, I guess this is my 6th year of overseeing an intern from Haldane as part of the Aspire program.
Oh,
So started on Monday. Is working with our stage management team, Ivy Height Benjamin, who's lovely. He's going to go to Purchase in the fall, and has been working with the drama department for a very long time here and helping Martha. So he's very excited to be with it. It's been great to have him around, and it's a program that I love. So
That's fantastic.
Mhm.
Thanks. Right. Dr. Benante, final thoughts from you?
Just congratulations to Maggie and to Michelle. And okay, sorry I won't be here to see your next 3 years. But and congratulations to the community. We have a lot of partners who support us in the Get Out the Vote effort. And who really take ownership of that. So I just want to mention and acknowledge the School Foundation, our PTA, our Athletics Boosters, and our Arts Alliance, who come to meet with me and Megan, weeks ago just to talk and come to understand the budget, what's included, some of the decisions that are made so that they could be well informed in helping others come to understand the school budget each year. And I want to acknowledge them, as well as the Haldane Faculty Association, that they often will play a role in sending postcards out to union members who live in the community, expressing support for the budget. And I know they do that as well behind the scenes, and it's very nice of them to do so and appreciate it. Other than that, it's another good day for Haldane.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay, so with that, I am going to move to adjourn the meeting. May I have a second, please?
Second.
All those in favor? Aye. Any opposed? All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you.